All right, Coach, a 31-21 loss at home. I'm not sure how much you can really speak on this, but it really seems like in that first half, y'all could not get a call in y'all's favor versus Colorado. I mean, I saw you on the sidelines. Yet the team never let that affect them. I mean, y'all were leading for 90% of the game. What does that say about the maturity of this team?
Well, we got a good football team. There's no doubt. It was an outstanding football game on Saturday. Colorado School of Mines is a very, very good football team, and we knew that going in, and we knew that over the last 2 years playing them for the fourth time. And so it was a great football game. I felt like on both sides, I felt like there were some flags that were either thrown or should have been thrown. So it wasn't one-sided by any means. I don't think that. I just felt like, when number 2 and number 4 in the country are playing, let's let them decide it and not have 25 total fouls called. That was the thing that was frustrating. But at the end of the day, it was 2 really good football teams. I'm proud of our guys. We played hard. We didn't finish. We didn't get the win. But it's definitely a sign of a good football team. Like I said, Mines had pretty much everybody back from a team that was in the championship game last year, and we were right there with them. And we have an opportunity to be a really good football team. We got a lot of work to do. But I'm proud of it, and we have great leadership within the program, within the locker room with our kids, and that's a sign of a good team coming down the road.
Y'all had the control, like I said, for the majority of the game, and it really seemed like Mines got the energy in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
How are y'all going to focus on this week, really making sure these guys have just a little bit of gas left in the tank to make it through that fourth quarter in those tight situations?
I think the biggest thing, in the fourth quarter, there's only so long you're going to hold a guy like John Matoka down a little bit. We had him kind of wrapped up a lot of the game. We really did. And he just did what he does. He's an outstanding football player. There's a reason he was the Harlan Hill Award winner last year. I mean, the kid's just really good. And so I think that we did some really good things. We're going to have to continue to play 4 quarters, though. That's what it comes down to. I felt like some of the fatigue, the heat got us a little bit, where I was hoping more that would get Mines and more that would get us because we've been practicing in it. But, just some of those things. It seems like every time we play Mines, it comes down to, 5 plays and throughout the whole game on offense or defense that dictate what happens for the final score, and that's no different this year or this go around with them. So, going into this week, we're going to have to continue to get better as a team. We talk about going 1-0 each week and allowing ourselves to prepare to go 1-0, and it's going to be all hands on deck to get better and better this week. And if we do that, we're a really good football team, and I got a good feeling that we can continue the winning ways, getting now into conference here, and that Mines game prepares you for a rough conference schedule.
Y'all had big-time plays in the players like Gardner, Phillips, and Bradford. What's it like having those 3 on the field in that chippy matchup like Mines?
Yeah, you got to have great players. You got to get the ball to your playmakers, and the guy getting the ball is Gerald, and he's done a good job of distributing that ball out there. And anytime you can find Kyle with good matchups on the edge, you want to take advantage of that. We just missed him a couple times as well on some vertical balls that we feel like, man, that was your one throw away from busting the game open there in the first quarter, in the first half. So, having those guys, and you can throw a lot of other names on there too. Braden Wilcox is a young man, and like I said, anybody that would listen to me last year, I was telling them, wait till you see this kid play. Him and Kaysen in the back end, and Alfred's coming. Alfred's been working his way back into some things too there, and we just have a good group, and we have a lot of weapons. There's a lot of other guys. Zoran Rideau is another one that's a serious weapon on offense too that continues to get better and better each week. So, our quarterback Gerald, he's definitely blessed with a lot of talent around him. He doesn't have to do it all. He needs to just distribute and see what's open and get to work. And then obviously utilizing those running backs of the backfield has been really good for us.
Last 2 questions from me. Back on the road this week, luckily not a Thursday game though. A team that you're taking on Central Washington, a team that's already played 2 ranked teams as well, falling after putting up a fight. What are some things that you've seen with them that y'all are focusing on?
Well, they're just a good football team. They're well coached. Coach Fisk is an outstanding football coach, and he always has his team ready to go. They're stingy against the run. On defense, they do a great job at that. Offensively, they want to run the football. So they're kind of built like us a little bit, as a football team. They've had some challenges. They played an FCS team right away in week 1, lost that game. They lost, to an NAI ranked team this past week, but you know you can't sleep on those teams either. I mean, there's some really good football there. So it's a game they were expecting to win. I can promise you that, though, and just didn't get it done. But they're a good football team. They were picked to finish second in the conference overall this year, and I don't see that changing in the sense of that. They're 0-2, but we're not going to fall for it and think they're a bad football team. They've played two good, talented teams, and it's a huge game for them.
And then last question, vice versa. We kind of talked about it already, but what areas did you see from your team this weekend that really kind of stuck out that y'all are going to focus on in practice?
Well, you know, just probably like you said earlier, finishing, you know, just being consistent and finishing games, you know, and, you know, both offensively and defensively, after watching the films, coaches feel like, man, we're really close to being good and you know, doing it the way we're coaching it to do. You know, there's a reason behind, you know, how we do our drill work and how we do our team and the expectation of how we do things, making sure we're staying consistent with what's being coached on that part of it. I will say I thought we did an exceptional job on special teams again this week, and you know, minus the, you know, it's hard to catch line drive punts on that kind of stuff, and you know they've had some luck on that this past week. That was the one thing that was a little frustrating. We got pinned on the 1 yard line twice out of line drive punts, and it's hard to pick those up when they're bouncing around like that. So other than that, though, man, I was so impressed with the special teams and how they played, and hopefully we can continue to get better and better at that as well.
All right, Coach, let's just talk about Gardner a little bit more. Of course, it was his second start at ASU after transferring in. What do you like seeing from him? Like how is his growth going so far, and what do you think he still needs to do to take that next step?
Sure. You know, it's reps with him. You know, he was here for spring and had camp, you know, this offseason. He did a great job this summer working with our receivers and doing that. He's so calm and collected. He doesn't get rattled. He's been hit before, you know, getting sacked and that kind of stuff where he was at previously. And then, you know, here he's getting protected a little bit better, but at the same time, you know, he's getting a lot of pressure at him, and he's done a good job of really working the pocket, stepping up in there and making some big-time throws. And we're going to see him continue to develop and get better and better. You know, Coach Kilmer, our offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, does an outstanding job developing players. And you know, just with his tutelage on that part of it, he's going to get better and better throughout the season. And he's already really good right now. You know, we're blessed to have him here, and I'm excited to see where he takes us.
And Coach, talking about your defense headed into this week, you said Central Washington likes to run the football. Do you feel like your D-line and your linebackers are built for this? Because it seems like this is what they practice against every week.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that's going to be y'all's advantage going into this week?
Well, no, there's no doubt. I think we have a really good defense. You know, we've been solid, you know, for the last couple of years here on defense, and this year's group is no different. You know, I feel like teams that want to line up and just run the ball at us a lot, that's tough to do. But I would also say it's tough to throw it at us, you know, all day too. So, you know, I'm excited about this group. Our defense has, you know, been proven over the last couple of years, and I think that it's a great game plan going in for us. You know, teams like to run it at us. We usually do a pretty good job of stopping that.
And Coach, just for everyone out there, what do you think the one key to bring home that first conference victory is this weekend?
It's going to be being consistent on both sides of the ball. You know, going out and not doing too much, but doing your job, just doing what you have to do to get things done, and that's the biggest thing. The Lone Star Conference is a long, tough conference. So we got to go out there and take it one game at a time and go out as a business trip and get lined up and play football the way we're used to playing it, and being consistent in both what we're doing offensively and defensively and on special teams.
Good luck this weekend.
What's your thoughts when you went on fourth down? Did you know that would be the play of the game?
The last fourth down? Yeah, we had to. The clock was running down. We only had one timeout left, and that was one issue. You know, we wasted two timeouts. I will say that we wasted two timeouts earlier in the second half that you know, we potentially could have. If we had three, you maybe think about punting, but it was definitely do or die on fourth down with that play. Yep. Thank you, guys. We'll see you.